Which leads us to today's video. I seen this video and I like this video because I think it displays that there is two different black people in America. There's one group of black people that want to blame the white man and want to blame Donald Trump, and they want their food stamps, they want their welfare, they want their Section 8, and all the other things Democrats give you for free. And then there's the black people or black man or black race that believe in go get it your fucking self. Stop fucking begging. Stop fucking blaming. Get off your motherfucking ass and get your own. It's just that simple. And I believe that, and I'm with that group because we watch it time and time. I'm 50 years old. I watched it every year of my motherfucking life. Immigrants that come here and they be up and running in 2 generations, living good, doing good. Black people been doing here 100 years, and what y'all do? Nothing. We've been running the same playbook. Oh, it's the white man's fault, and the white man holding us back. Bullshit. It's your fault, and it's your family fault, and it's your ancestors' fault, because they ain't teach you no better. But you ain't come here to talk to me. You came here to see the video. Let's get to it.
Organization based out of Georgia. So, King, explain why in the world, you're conservative, correct?
Yes, sir.
So please explain to me why this bill, why Republicans are pushing for a voter suppression bill when last year we saw record turnout in Georgia. Record turnout. So why would they want to restrict voting when you just had record turnout in Georgia?
Well, let me start off by saying you had me mistaken. I'm not a Republican. I do consider myself conservative.
No. Actually, I didn't say Republican. I said you're conservative.
Okay.
I said you're conservative.
Right, absolutely.
That's what I said.
Right. Yeah, I was saying that because you called me a Republican on Twitter. However, with this particular bill, I don't consider voting my particular fight. I do consider voting an asset to us and maybe something we can use as a tactic to help. But as far as us pushing voting all the way out, like voting is going to be some systemic change for the black community, to me is not the way to go.
And I agree with him. It's you're stupid, you're a motherfucking idiot, and you dumb as hell if you think, oh, I'm gonna vote for this dude, and this is gonna change the black situation. I'm gonna put Kamala Harris in there, and this is gonna fucking change the situation. Listen, I'm 50. It doesn't matter who in the White House. It doesn't matter. It ain't never helped me. It ain't never hurt me. You know what? I'm lying. When the Clintons was in the White House, and when the Bushes in the White House, cocaine was cheap in the streets, and me and my friends was making a lot of money. So I'm lying. That is the only time when someone in the White House helped us, when the Clintons were selling all that cocaine and the Bushes was in the CIA was selling all that cocaine. Yeah, that was a good time for us black folks. But once again, that was on the negative side. Voting don't help. Voting ain't gonna do shit for you. Because we don't vote for the white people. We vote because, oh, they're black. So we vote for them. And then they get in and they get corrupt as hell. Voting doesn't help. Stop. Oh, we're gonna vote. Doesn't matter.
If you look at the human anatomy of the body has as many different parts. And I do respect you guys' fight, in regards to voting, but I don't consider myself fighting for the right to vote that much.
Do you not vote?
We hadn't got anything.
Do you not vote?
Government. Yes, sir, I vote, absolutely.
Okay, so when you say you guys' fight, first of all, there are multiple fights, there are multiple issues we can be concerned about. Voting is one of those issues. Are you not concerned that Republicans in your state are trying to restrict access to the ballot for no reason other than they are pushing the lie that Donald Trump also pushed?
Right, absolutely. I understand exactly what you're saying. However, again, that's not my fight. I believe.
No. I asked you a question. And the question is this here. Do you believe Republicans in your state are wrong to be pushing this voter suppression bill?
Can you give me the list of things that's all on the bill? Because I know you said the voter ID.
Well, no. Here's a perfect example. This particular bill right here gets rid of no excuse absentee balloting. Republicans in Georgia passed no excuse absentee balloting 15 years ago, thinking it was going to help them. They're angry because you had people who voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and also John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock won, so they're changing the law because they're angry they lost at the ballot box. But for 14 years, it was fine until last year. Is that, again, do you consider that to be egregious on the part of Georgia Republicans? Why would they change the law because they lost? How about making a better argument for the voters?
I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. I'm not against you there. I definitely think that is an issue that I believe you guys could fight. But that, again, voting is not my issue to fight. I believe.
So what's your issue?
So this is Roland Martin. He's a fucking Uncle Tom for the Democrats. He tapped dance for the Democrats, knowing they started the Klan, knowing they're behind locking black people up unfairly with these laws. But he taps dance for them, right? And what he doesn't want to understand, he calls himself intelligent, but he doesn't want to understand, he doesn't give a fuck about voting. Voting doesn't help the black community. Never has, never will. Whether we got a Democrat in the White House or whether we got a Republican in the White House, it don't help. People forget to realize when Barack Obama was the president, the Democrats controlled the House and they controlled the Senate. And just like Donald Trump is doing now, how he's pushing all these laws and all these executive orders, Barack Obama could have did the same thing because we ran the House and the Senate, you stupid fucks. But you know what bills he pushed through? Transgender. He pushed through Asian bills. He took care of all his peoples, because allegedly they say his wife was a transgender. He took care of all his peoples, the transgenders and the Asians, and left black people for dead. He could have pushed those same bills. He could have wrote the same amount of executive orders for black folks, but he went on record saying he's not a black president, he's a president for America. Well, he dumb as fuck.
To fight. My issue, I fight for young black men before they die. And that's what I do in my organization. I do teach them to vote.
You heard what he said? I fight for young black men before they die. Fuck a fucking motherfucking vote. You stupid black people out there, you're running around worried about them votes don't do nothing. We got to save ourselves. And when we save ourselves, and the rest of the world see we save ourselves, they'll invite us on the world stage. But until then, we just dummies.
But I don't tell them that voting is going to be the be all end all.
No one says the be all the end all.
Yeah, you're arguing it like it is. Your whole show is about voting. You're mad that he won't agree that voting is important. Stupid.
But it's a part of it.
But you guys promote voting like it's just going to change like the systemic outlook of the black community. That's not where it's at. We have to get out and go do for self in our own communities.
So define do for self.
Now look, he's offended. Do for self. You see, he ain't got no neck. He a big fat back motherfucker. You know he ain't going out to do no physical labor. So do for self. How dare you say us niggas supposed to do for self? How dare you? Look.
When I say do for self, you shared one of my tweets, my videos, and I was actually a big fan of yours, but you shared one of my tweets when I said black people need to stop begging the government and go and do for self out in the...
What? Stop begging the government and go do for self? Nah, black people can't do that. We gotta blame Donald Trump, and we gotta blame the white man, and we gotta blame the system. Our lives wouldn't go right if we just stopped blaming people. What's wrong with you, Negro?
In our communities, you shared the video and called me an idiot. I didn't see anything idiotic about that statement at all.
So when you say do for self, like what? Mm-hmm. Explain that. Okay, for example, here in Albany, Georgia, we complain about our school systems a lot. Many of our young men can't read. They have very horrible literacy rates. We don't have any rehab programs here for juvenile offenders. What I decided to do, I started a program 2 years ago, decided to do for self, and I started taking children into my home. I started taking custody of kids from juvenile court, and I started molding them and training them and teaching them skill trades, etc. Now I'm 21 years old. I just purchased a school here in Albany, Georgia to combat us being in the government-funded schools that are not teaching our children what they need to learn.
Do for self. You heard what he said? He started working with the juvenile justice system. He started adopting kids, bringing them into his own home, teaching them trades, teaching them skills, got them out of government-funded schools. Oh, isn't the government the enemy? But black community beg for them. Black community take from them. We live off the government. And he did all this before 21. So All them people that's my age blaming the white man and this man and that man, he started taking care of his community before 21. And I'm going to need the rest of y'all old folks to sit down and shut the fuck up and start following young boys like this.
So that's what I mean by do for self. Simply getting up and going out and do it.
So
I beat the stereotype that I'm young.
See, he offended by doing for self. There shouldn't be no question. He should be applauding him. He should be saying, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is what the black community need to be doing. But watch, he gonna get back to wanting to vote and all that other shit.
Black in America, and I can't do anything because somebody's holding me down. Absolutely not.
So a question.
Teenagers went and go ahead. Me and some teenagers went and bought a school, and we just bought a school bus simply from going out and doing work.
Me and some teenagers, you know what I'm saying? Him and some teenagers, he's just 21. They got their own school. They got their own buses. They're showing you, stop begging these white folks for shit and get together and do your own shit.
We decided to go fix our own communities. I'm not.
And look at Fat Boy, he's just shaking his neck. Yeah, like you never thought of that? Roland Martin, Unfiltered, such a genius. You never thought about the black people just doing their own shit and stop begging people and stop worried about voting for this person and that person just because they black, and then they turn around and don't do shit for us? That never crossed your mind? Just go ahead and start building your own community up?
Expecting anything from no politician. I'm not expecting nothing from Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or nobody. We're gonna go do it for ourselves, and that's what I believe we need to be doing. I can vote, sure, but nothing's gonna change in our community.
So you went to the juvenile court system. Mm-hmm. Is that not government?
You see how he tried to do that? Oh, is that not government? He went to the system and started working with the kids. Roland Martin, you are a fucking idiot. You sound stupid. You trying to basically knock this black man because he won't fall in line with the system. No, we smarter than that. We don't give a fuck about voting for people. We're not going to sit around and keep blaming the white man. You did that your whole life, and where's that got you? You're sitting on the fucking internet with no fucking neck, silly.
Absolutely.
So when you say purchased a school, and this school is going to be what? Private school? Charter school? What kind of school is it going to be?
No, it will be independently owned. This will not be funded by the government.
No, that's why I asked you. So it's going to be a private school?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a boarding school.
A boarding school. And then for the folks to be able to afford to send their kids to the boarding school, what kind of mechanisms are they using in Georgia? Their own funds? Are they using school vouchers? What are they using?
I can't hear you. Say that again for me.
I said, what mechanism are they using to send their...
Yo, he's trying hard to knock this young black man instead of saying, yo, we should all be doing this. You want us, you see how black people are fake? They want you to act like, oh, fuck the white man and blame the white man. But when you sitting here on national internet show and you telling them, yo, I'm doing it myself, he's trying to find ways to find cracks and to knock it.
Kids there to pay for the school, their own money, or they're utilizing vouchers from the Georgia government.
Absolutely. So for our school, we're financed completely by donors. We have many donors that have given yearly endowments to our school that will be able to pay for these students to come to our school for free. Many people believe in our mission, and we're making sure.
Oh, that hurt his heart. Wait a minute. You're not getting grants or any loans? No. We getting donations, bro. And if black people really care about black people, that's what we would do. We got millionaire blacks. We could come together as a community and be part of the greatest comeback of all time. But that ain't what black people want. Black people want it handed to us. We want to blame the government. We want to blame Donald Trump. And we want to try to shame white folks into giving us something. But instead of having them respect us because we built something, it's two different things, man.
That young black men, where we live, where we don't have any rehab programs for juvenile offenders to even get out of jail and stay out of jail, we have people that believe in our mission that are trying to send children to the Extra Boys for free. We have many people that are trying to send kids to this boarding school to be able to take care of themselves. That's what I mean by doing for self. We got to simply get up and do it.
So you don't believe that government policymakers play any role whatsoever in being able to impact the lives of black boys and others in Georgia?
No, he just told you that. He just told you. You see, to this black man who's supposed to be so intelligent, Roland Martin, and all these black people follow him. You don't want us to be self-sufficient. You want us, or you don't think government should be involved. No, we don't want government involved. Ain't we talking about government? Don't we blame government? Ain't we saying they holding us back? Why are you trying to badger this man into taking money from government? You make no sense, Mr. Martin.
If we take them out of that government system, we don't have to worry about that. I keep saying,
how is that? So no, hold on. So here's the question. Hold up. Here's the question. How
you see how dumb this black man is? He's telling you his motto, how he done it. He's telling you he done built the school. He's telling you he did it all with no government funding, and it sounds foreign to him. You want, like, what do black people want? Do you want us not to rely on government, or do you want us to rely on government? Because it sounds like Mr. Martin wants us to rely on government, but at the same time, out of his same fat, no neck mouth, he's saying the government is holding us back.
How do you remove someone out of a government system when we all live in government systems?
Okay, being literal, absolutely, we all live in a government system. Absolutely. However, you can do things to remove most government from your life.
How?
As far as trying to get yourself out of.
He just told you, fat fuck. Do it for yourself. Get donations from motherfuckers who believe in what you doing, bro. Like, I can't believe this guy is that dumb and he got followers.
Food stamps. How to get yourself off of welfare. You got to go work. You got to get jobs. You got to get out here and go and do it.
So hold up. So I'm just curious. So if somebody doesn't have a job, are they not applying to government for unemployment benefits or insurance?
Absolutely.
So how can that person remove themselves out of government?
Go and get another motherfucking job, stupid. Like, yo, I can't believe I never paid him no attention, because I can look at him and tell you he's stupid. I can look at him and tell you he paid for a lot of pussy in his life, if he even get pussy. He seemed like one of them on the low, fruity pies. But he's corny. He's lame. He's begging this dude to rely on government. It's crazy.
When that's what government provides.
Absolutely. Well, my thing is trying to make sure you're not allowing the government to finance your whole entire life. As long as you're giving somebody the right to feed you, you're giving them the right to starve you as well. People are living their whole lives off the government systems. It was the day the government decide, well, we're going to cut food stamps, we're going to cut this and cut that. What we going to do? We have people out here living off those systems. So I believe in teaching our people how to go survive without the government. That's my biggest thing.
But again,
right, and that's why everybody's crying now, because Donald Trump is trying to cut everybody from them systems, and Roland Martin seems like he want everybody on those systems. Like, I never watched a show of his. I thought he was some smart guy, but I really see this dude is dumb as fuck.
No, I'm trying to understand. You keep saying how to survive without the government. You act as if a young black boy who comes into your program will not interface with government in any way. They will interface with government still driving down the street. They will interface with government trying to get a driver's license.
That ain't what the whole point of this was. You was trying to talk about voting. Then he pissed you off because he told you voting is not important, and he proved it. Get up and do your own shit. You want to beg the government. Yo, this black dude is pissing me off.
They will interface with government trying to get a voter ID. They will interface with government trying to apply for financial aid to go to college. So they're going to interface with government in many ways. The point I'm saying is, doesn't it make sense that black folks should be engaged in a political process to where we are impacting policy that also impacts us? Are you saying that doesn't matter at all?
No, we shouldn't be worried about the white people shit. No, we shouldn't be worried about that government shit. What we should be doing, like this young black man, is worried about our own shit. We should be building our own network. We should be building our own peoples that we know is our peoples, not fake Barack Obamas who were plants. We should be building our own people for those systems. like I said, and I'm pretty sure Mr. Martin has felt the same way, it doesn't matter who in the White House. I'm 50 years old. It never really mattered. It never did anything for me. So to sit here and try to tell me to build my whole life on voting sounds very dumb.
No.
I only believe that we should breed politicians in our community that we raise ourselves. People that are funded by white Democrats.
What I just say, I never even seen that. We should be breeding our own politicians. We shouldn't be voting for somebody because they black and we don't know nothing about them. That's dumb as hell.
White Republicans alike. If you were funded by anybody white, I don't believe you have the best interest of our community at all. I don't care who you are. Whether you be Raphael Warnock, John Ossoff, Kelly Loeffler, or what's his name? The other guy that was running. I don't care who you are. You don't have the best interest of the black community at heart because we are not funding their campaigns fully. I believe that we have to raise our own politicians.
And that's another good point. If your campaign is funded by people outside the community, you don't have our best interests at hand. You got the people who's funding you interests at hand, and most of the time it ain't black people. Wow, Mr. Martin, this young kid is far smarter than you.
Which is what we're trying to do in our program. We are going to put them in government. Some of them want to go run for positions, but we know we bred them in our communities.
But what? Hold on. See, not
nothing white Democrats that came and gave us and spent millions of dollars on all these ads and got folks all riled up about these guys for you to come keep black people, remain a Democrat Party and a Republican Party side chick. They only come to the black community when they want our vote to get off and then disappear. We don't never see them again.
But here's the thing that
right, Mr. Martin don't want to never talk about none of that. We done voted for the Carmelas and the Obamas, and he pushed the Obamas, and they gone now. They living their fancy lives in their mansions with all their money, and they ain't doing nothing for the black community. And you mad at this young black kid for saying do for self? That's crazy. Yo, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack Roland Martin fans. If you following this dude, you dumb as fuck. This video puts it right in perspective for me. He's stupid.
Anything.
But here's the thing that's again interesting. You just offered a contradiction. You first say you want to remove people from government, but then you say you're raising them to run. So
that makes perfect sense. He's trying to see. You see how he's trying to make the kid sound dumb. He's not dumb at all, y'all. It's the black guy. Let's listen to his brilliant response, because I never heard it and I'm pretty sure it's brilliant.
So which one is it?
When I say remove from government, I'm saying keep as much government out of your life as possible.
But how are you raising people to run for office?
Because you said we should be voting, so why not get our own people in there? That makes perfect sense, Mr. Roland. This dude is dumb.
Again?
How are you then raising people to run for office if you don't want folks involved in government? So
when he says involved in government, stop taking handouts, stop taking money. If we raising politicians and we are backing them and funding them and putting them into their office, we raised them. We put them there. That makes perfect sense, Mr. fucking stupid ass Martin.
So here's the deal. Okay, how about this? So the young
and then when he's trying to reply and it doesn't fit into his narrative, you see how he cut him off. He didn't even let him answer the question.
That you're raised up to be in government. How in the world are they going to be able to be effective when you have Republicans who are passing voter suppression laws, and then you're saying, well, that's really our issue? Aren't they making it harder for the very folks you trying to raise up to get elected?
I didn't say our issue. I said that's not my issue that I'm fighting.
But you just said you're raising up.
Yo, Mr. Martin is trying to make himself sound so smart, and he doesn't even see you the stupid one in this conversation, bro.
Politicians.
Again, that's for when the children, what they want to do. I'm not raising them directly just saying, oh, you got to go be a politician. No, for the kids that want to go in that area, I have mentors for them to go into that area.
But shouldn't we be fighting voter suppression laws that make it harder for them to get elected?
Mr. Roland, if you can't go get, what's the problem with black folk going to get voter ID?
No, the issue is not a voter ID.
See, what's the problem with it? You see how he has no answers, but he has a million questions? Those are the black people you got to stay away from. That blame. And when you specifically ask them for an answer, they don't have it.
Okay.
No, wait. Hold up. Stop. Hold up.
Why can't he answer? Why he can't answer your question, bruh?
You just said, what's the issue? If you live in rural Georgia, and you've seen the closures of driver's license offices, and you don't have transportation, then the question is, how are you then accessing it? In Texas, for instance, when Texas passed its voter ID law, they showed that 600 to 800,000 African Americans and Latinos were going to be negatively impacted by the voter ID law in Texas because of where they could go. In Texas, they said that you could not use your state-issued student ID at a state institution, but if you had a hunting license, you could. In Pennsylvania, when they passed their voter ID law, they required you to actually travel to an...
Mr. Martin, he's laughing at you at this point. Because you're not even making sense. All he's talking about is go do for yourself. You haven't agreed that black people should go do for themselves. You're silly.
Office to fill out a form to say you could not afford a license, ID. You then have to go back home, and then once they certified that, come back. There was some 20% of elderly who couldn't do it. There are black people in Georgia who do not have birth certificates, who cannot get a voter ID. So that's just...
So whose fault is that? Isn't that person's personal fault that they can't get an ID or that they ain't got a birth certificate? That's the whole world fault? Come on, bro. Make it make sense, please.
One issue with the voter ID. But in Georgia, Republicans... Hold up.
See, you see, he don't want to talk about that. So what are you doing to help those people? You don't want to talk about that.
Hold up. That's just one issue. In Georgia, right now, Republicans want to make it a crime to hand out water and food if folks are waiting in line to vote. Does that make sense?
Okay, if they gonna do that, then how about before people go and vote, y'all go set up like you usually do and go hand it to them before they go get in line? It's a way around that.
Hold up. See, do you notice Mr. Martin don't never want to talk about the answers? He just want to talk about the issues. He just gave you it. You go give it to him before then. And he don't want to talk about that.
Hold on, wait. You do realize there were massive lines in Georgia and other states, but again, you still dance around my question.
No, he didn't. He told you. He gave you a solution. You one of those black people that blame, and you don't want solutions because then what are you going to do after you have a solution? You don't have nothing to blame.
Why legislate handing out of water and food? Why?
Well, I don't know. You got to ask them that.
No, you're the conservative. You in Georgia? Hold up. These are your lawmakers, not mine. These are yours.
But he don't give a fuck about that. He give a fuck about rescuing his people. That's it. You're not talking about rescuing your people. I watched 13 minutes of your video, and all you did was blame. You didn't want to hear none of his solutions. You didn't want to hear none of his answers because that was too easy.
Mm-hmm. So the question is, how much sense does it make to outlaw water and food?
I don't see why they're doing that. That's a question for me too. I don't understand why.
So do you also think?
You know what? I can't even go on any further because Mr. Martin doesn't even make sense. I just wanted to show y'all people how dumb blacks be. You know, this young man, before the age of 21, he's better in his community. He's building schools, all with no funding for government. Here we have this fat guy, Mr. Roland Martin, with no neck, no nothing. Blame. Don't want to hear solutions. Don't want to talk about solutions. All he want to do is blame. And you should vote Democrat. I'm not with none of that shit. He's a fool. He's corny. I would love to get on the same show with him. I would love just to punch him in the face, actually, because he's just dumb. And he's far gone in life. We can't save him. But like I always say, I present you with the facts. I give you my opinion on those facts. If you like how I do that, click that like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, click all so you can get notifications every time I drop one of these videos. If you're a supporter of the channel, much love and respect goes out to you. I salute. And if you're one of them haters and you think and support dumb motherfuckers like Roland Martin, cut this shit. That part.